Hi Stampers, this is Sarah Neighbor with Sarah Loves to Stamp, and today I'm bringing you a fun Quick Tip Tuesday video on how to make your own bows without even having to tie them. I know a lot of people have problems with that. So today all you need is ribbon, you need some kind of brad, and you need your ribbon scissors. So these are the antique brads. These are probably my favorite brads. I use them like crazy, which is kind of crazy in itself because I definitely hoard embellishments. And then you need, to make most of mine, I've been using 8 inches of ribbon. So I just measured out 8 inches of ribbon, and then I'm just going to go ahead and cut it. It doesn't matter how you cut it, I just, by habit, cut it at an angle. And I love using the craft scissors for this. You can see I have a little ribbon tied on so that everyone knows that when they're using these scissors, those are only for ribbon. If you use your ribbon scissors for paper, it does dull them and it won't cut your ribbon as nicely. Alright, so then you want to make like the awareness ribbon, if you will say it, if I can say it that way, you know, like for breast cancer or whatever, any of those ribbons that they wear, you want to just make that type of ribbon. And then you're going to push the back towards yourself. Okay, I'm going to show that one more time. So you take your ribbon and you cross the ends over each other, and then you go ahead and take the back loop and push it towards the center where they were crossed. And you can probably see how that makes a bow. Okay? Now, before you do that, here's a tip for you. Open your brad. Normally I do that, but of course I'm not doing that because I'm on camera, I suppose. I don't know. Anyway, you want to open your prongs of your brad. Open them nice and wide. Okay? And then that's ready for you to go. Okay, so I'm going to do this one more time. So I cross them, then bring the back to meet that cross. And then you're going to scrunch it all together here in the center, okay? And then you want to put your brad right over that. So put your open prongs over that center. And then on the back, you can go ahead and close your prongs back up. Now I just closed them as much as I could straight up to center again, because then you can put it straight through your project. Now, if you use a ribbon that's thicker and you're not able to do this, just cross the prongs over each other and trim them if you need to. I would use the craft and rubber scissors to trim your prongs. And do be careful because they will go flying. I don't want you to poke yourself in the eye. And then attach it with the glue dot if you're having problems. And you can also kind of fuss with it, make it how you want it to be. Okay? So that's one way. Let me show you the other way really quick that I figured out today, because the bow I'll show you on my card, I didn't want it to have those tails like that. So again, I have about 8 inches. And then on this one, all I did, you're going to think this is so silly, I just kind of crossed it over and then looped it back again. And then just kind of move it till it's how you want it. Okay. And then, so basically you have a tail on each end, and then you have a loop. Okay. And you can have however you want to do that. Okay. So then you go ahead and you do the same thing with the brad. Okay, so you would still scrunch it in the center and see it'd be kind of like that. I'm not going to go ahead and do that one because I do have that on my project here, which I wanted to show you. Alright, so here's my card, and I did get this layout and idea generally from Robin Merriman. It's actually pretty much a copy of hers except for what I stamped on here and the colors I used. I decided to use the Island Indigo. Okay, so I did that technique with my ribbon here, and here's my brad. And then I did like I did on this one and just kind of closed them together and went ahead and put it through my paper. Now you notice this prong of my brad's sticking out. Now all you need to do is just bend that back. This metal is pretty pliable, so you can probably bend it back pretty easily. Okay, so that's what it looks like. And then I just kind of scrunched this ribbon up. This is the seam binding ribbon, and it works great for this technique because it is pretty thin, so it's really easy to close your prongs back around, but also you can kind of make it look really vintagey like I did by kind of messing with the ends and by scrunching it up. And then I'm just going to adhere it with dimensionals right there on my project. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed that tip. It's a fun one. It's a great way if you're somebody who's not that into tying bows. It's a great way to tie bows without not having to, if that makes sense. And although I do think tying bows is really easy, tying knots rather. Bows are a little trickier, but I will be bringing you that in a future video because I know that's a really important skill, and it's just practice, practice, practice. So until next time, thank you so much for tuning in today, and I hope you enjoyed today's quick Quick Tip Tuesday. That is sure a tongue twister. And I'll see you guys soon, hopefully at my blog. Have a great week.